All right, good Friday afternoon, everyone. Thanks for stopping by for a check of the weather. We have got a beautiful day here in the Texas Panhandle. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy it this evening. Maybe some Friday night football, or just getting off of work and enjoying a quieter day here in the High Plains. We've been in a pretty quiet pattern, so this is kind of where we've been the last several afternoons and evenings. But we are going to see some changes this weekend. Looks like it's going to get much colder heading into our Sunday in particular. And then Monday morning, we could be dealing with a pretty hard freeze across most of the area. Those are the things that we're going to try and break down for you here in our update today. But you're looking outside down in Paladora Canyon State Park. You can see not much cloud cover out there. In fact, pretty much no cloud cover. And again, it's a very quiet time here in the Panhandles. There's some storms going on over in the eastern portion of the country. Have some northwest flow aloft in the summertime. That's usually a good thing, but it's not summer anymore. We don't have any instability in the atmosphere, and that's why we also don't have any moisture either. So we are going to have a quiet night here in the High Plains. Let's go ahead and take a look at those temperatures. It is beautiful. 69 here in Amarillo, 71 in Clovis, 68 up towards Perryton, 65 in Boise City. Winds are calm. I mean, it is kind of a dime a dozen to see our winds anywhere from 0 to 10 miles per hour sustained through the whole afternoon. So hopefully you're out there enjoying it. If not, I would encourage you to step outside and soak in a little bit of that sun before it sets over the horizon here in about an hour and a half. Here's your planner for tomorrow. We are going to start off on the chilly side. We'll probably be around 44 to 50 degrees for most of us. We'll climb back into those low to mid 60s in the afternoon tomorrow. So another day where it feels very much like fall for your Saturday. Here's those highs across the region. Some 70s possible down in the southeast towards Childress and Paducah. As you get up towards Boise City and Clayton, a little bit colder, maybe a light jacket necessary for those that can't tolerate the cold so much. As we move into the weekend, there's that first front kind of pushing through on Saturday morning. You'll hang on to that north wind all weekend, and that's going to just continue to funnel in some of that colder air from the north. I mean, these are your temperatures early Sunday morning. If you're going to an early morning service for church, going to be in the high 20s, low 30s around 6 to 9 a.m., and then we'll climb up into the upper 40s and lower 50s for the afternoon temperatures. It is going to be kind of chilly, so that jacket will likely get some use if you are going to be outside Sunday afternoon. And then this is what we're really watching. It's going to be a pretty hard freeze on Sunday night, Monday morning. I wouldn't be shocked to see some additional freeze watches issued down here in the southeast towards Childress and Paducah. Childress, Cottle, and Hall County, I think in particular, will probably have a freeze watch issued at some point, whether that's tonight or tomorrow. I'd probably lean towards it being more tomorrow, but we've got high confidence that it's going to be a night where you'll probably see temperatures fall below freezing. And some of you guys haven't seen the temperatures fall below freezing just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of these model runs. This is the forecast temperature on Monday morning, 27 in Childress, 28 here in Amarillo. You can see some pockets here on top of the Cap Rock where we're maybe even getting close to the upper teens for temperatures, not necessarily the wind chill. Now, fortunately, winds will be on the light side, but with that being said, even a 5-mile-an-hour breeze with temperatures below freezing still provides that extra bite. So again, a lot of us will see those teens for wind chills out in the western panhandle in the land of enchantment. We'll see a lot of those lower 20s for wind chills over in the eastern side of the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. So just keep that in mind. That is something that we will be dealing with. So as far as freeze dates go, this is pretty typical for them down there. Wellington, I mean, Childress and Paducah are kind of off the map here in that light cyan color. So anywhere from the 6th through the 10th would be considered normal for your first freeze. We fall right in line with that. And so this isn't abnormal. This is actually about on track for when you would have your first freeze for those of you down there who have not seen it yet. We've already seen officially the first freeze here in Amarillo, but it hasn't been like widespread. I was telling you guys this yesterday. Some of our jalapeno plants are still out there surviving. And, they're not doing great, obviously, because the temperatures are cold in the overnight hours, but they haven't died yet. So we still have some pockets where we maybe haven't touched freezing just yet in portions of Amarillo, but we will, I think, again, moving into Sunday night, Monday morning. So here's the 7-day tracker. I'm just going to show you this real quick before we kind of get into that extended forecast. You can see Veterans Day. Look, I mean, we're going to have a really fast rebound in temperatures. It's not like this cold air is going to hang around for very long. We will climb into the 70s next week, which is well above average. You can see the normal high being 65, probably will be 64 as we move into next week, or 63 as we continue that downtrend and move further or closer to winter. But 77, 79 degrees, I mean, that's hot. And we're talking 10 to 20 degrees above normal for those high temperatures. And it has a lot to do with our just overall weather pattern. I want to go ahead and show you some of those teleconnections again, which we've showed you a couple of times this week. This is our P&A oscillation. This is the Pacific North American. What this basically tells you is where the troughs and the ridges are across the continental U.S. and the North American continent. When it's positive, you can see we're kind of neutral right now, but it's expected to tilt positive heading into Sunday and Monday, and that has a lot to do with where that trough that's going to sweep in across the eastern portion of the country is going to allow for maybe some lake effect snow in the Great Lakes region, maybe even some rain snow mix for portions of Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, and Illinois. But for us, that's usually just a northwest flow pattern, dry frontal passages coming through, and we have a ridge to our west out in the desert. And that's where we end up with just some warmer and quieter conditions for the most part. Sometimes you get those glanced blows of cold air, like a prime example is this weekend, but we don't normally see precipitation. So that's from the European ensemble. The GFS, very much similar. And then if we take a look at the Canadian ensemble as well, you can see again where it does go positive there through this weekend. Now, if you notice, as we get further out in time, you can see we are trending maybe towards a negative phase of the PNA, which would maybe suggest that we get more troughing out west rather than over in the eastern side of the country. That doesn't guarantee us rain, but it's like kicking that door open a little bit just so we can maybe have that opportunity. It certainly doesn't mean that we'll see it, but it does provide a better pattern for maybe a chance for a low to come diving through the desert southwest. And that does maybe open the door for some rain and or snow chances pending if we get cold enough. Now, I don't think we'll be cold enough for any kind of winter weather here over the next, 2 to 2.5 weeks. So if we do see anything in the near term, probably would just be a rain event. There are some speculations of maybe a severe weather event potentially looming towards portions of late November, like that third week. Maybe not so much for us, but for areas further east, like East Texas, Louisiana, the southeast part of the country, maybe as far west as Oklahoma and central Kansas. Just kind of depends on where all of that moisture pulls up into the plains region. So something to watch. It's still way out in advance, but it is something that we think, models are at least trending that way. You can see the Europeans kind of trending towards a slight negative phase for the PNA as well as the GFS. And then really the Canadian has a pretty heavy lean towards a negative oscillation between the 15th and about the 25th of November. So it's been very quiet, very warm over the last 45 days. Really all of October was hot. First full week of November has been pretty hot for us. We do get that colder day on Sunday, but I think some changes are coming. We just kind of have to wait another week or two before those actually come to fruition. That's all we got for you this afternoon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure to tune in